Hey YouTube, please excuse my voice. I've been sick all week. Nevertheless, the case against Jay-Z and Diddy regarding that anonymous Jane Doe, the autistic white lady that lied and said that Jay-Z and Diddy raped her in the year 2000 at a VMA's after party. Yeah, that one. That case has been officially dismissed with prejudice as of February 14, 2025. Not only was the case dismissed, but it was actually withdrawn by Tony Busby himself, the lawyer that filed the case in the fucking first place. The lawyer that went to the press and ran to the media to orchestrate this smear campaign against Jay-Z when he knew damn well he didn't have any proof of these allegations. He didn't do any type of investigation. He didn't vet this lady. He didn't do any type of fact checking at all. And he ran to the press and filed this case because he thought Jay-Z would settle with him outside of court. Here's the fucking motion itself. There you go. Y'all can read it. It says, pursuant to rule, and y'all can read that, plaintiff Jane Doe, by and through her undersigned counsel, hereby gives notice that the above captioned action is voluntarily dismissed with prejudice. Counsel for plaintiff have discussed this matter with counsel for each defendant who acknowledge and consent to this submission. Please listen carefully. The case was dismissed with prejudice, not settled. It was dismissed. The lawyer that filed the case withdrew the complaint, and it was dismissed with prejudice, meaning that it cannot be filed again. I know a lot of y'all are very upset about this because y'all wanted to see Jay-Z's downfall so bad, really because you want to see Beyonce's downfall. But anyone with common sense, with logic, knew that this case was some bullshit from the start. I've been telling y'all that this Tony Busby lawyer is full of shit. He's a fraud. He opened up a whole hotline so that anybody from the public can call and make a complaint against Diddy. This nigga said that he had over 200 cases against Diddy within a short period. How could you possibly vet 200 cases thoroughly within such a short amount of time? And for anyone who's been following the case, you know that originally Jay-Z's name was redacted from the original lawsuit. Jay-Z was listed as John Doe and Diddy's name was listed. And Tony Busby went to Jay-Z and sent him a demand letter stating that he's going to make this public if Jay-Z doesn't meet with him and this client and come up with an agreement, aka settle, give me some money. Jay-Z said, fuck that. I didn't do this shit. I'm going to countersue you for extortion because what you're trying to do is extort me. Because in that demand letter, Tony Busby was basically describing to Jay-Z how this lawsuit was going to ruin his reputation, how it was going to affect him, affect his family, affect his employees, how it was going to ruin his life. And he thought that Jay-Z would have been too scared of the public backlash and the scrutiny. He thought Jay-Z would just settle this out of court to prevent it going public. But no, Jay-Z said, fuck that. I didn't do this shit. I'll see you in court. Then when it's time to go to court, now this punk ass bitch ass lawyer, Tony Busby, want to withdraw the complaint. Y'all want to know the real reason why he withdrew the complaint? Because I see y'all coming up with your own narratives trying to say that Jay-Z paid them off. If Jay-Z wanted to pay them off, he would have done that before the suit became public. He had the opportunity to sweep this under the rug. He had the opportunity to prevent this from seeing the light of day. He could have done that in November when Tony Busby sent him that demand letter. But Jay-Z said, fuck that. He didn't pay Tony Busby a dime. As a matter of fact, let me read to y'all Jay-Z's statement. This is what Jay-Z said. He said, today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. This civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. This 1-800 lawyer gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. Sean Carter. And I'm not no Jay-Z fan, but he's saying real shit. How is it that someone is allowed to make such heinous accusations on a public platform They're able to run to the media. They're able to file this case in a court of law, knowing damn well they have no fucking evidence. You have no evidence, no proof, no witnesses, no text messages, no audio, no video. The timeline don't make sense. It don't add up. The house don't exist. The Jumbotron didn't exist. The musicians that she says she spoke to said that they weren't even there that night. They were on tour. She lied and said her daddy picked her up and drove her back home, and apparently he didn't ask her shit. But when NBC reached out to the father, he said that shit never happened. And then the friend that supposedly drove her there is conveniently dead. There were absolutely no witnesses, no evidence, no police reports, no phone calls, nothing. There was literally nothing, no leg at all for this case to stand on. Yet this motherfucking lawyer was still allowed to file this case. And then they still protecting the retarded white bitch. One thing about me, I'm going to believe all victims unless it's a white bitch. Because that's all these bitches do is lie. White bitches lie. You cannot trust a damn thing they say. Nothing about her story added up at all. The NBC interview is really what saved Jay-Z, because at least NBC did their own investigation. They followed up with the dad. He said that didn't happen. They followed up with the musicians. They said they weren't there. Turns out the house don't exist. Then the drive would have taken over 10 hours there and back. The story didn't make sense. But the thing about it was Tony Busby never planned on this having to go to court. Tony Busby never planned on having to prove any of this in court. He thought that he could slander Jay-Z's name so badly that Jay-Z would just write a check for the hell of it, just to make it go away. But Jay-Z said, no, fuck that. And then for y'all out there saying that Jay-Z settled, which he didn't, again, it was dismissed. If it was settled, it would have said settlement. It was dismissed. And not only is the case dismissed, but Jay-Z is still suing Busby. Why would Jay-Z settle with Busby if he's still suing him for extortion? Tony Busby is known for doing this. He's known for filing these frivolous lawsuits and then reaching out to these celebrities who are scared of public scrutiny. He's known for making them settle out of court to avoid the bad headlines. He's known for this. They call it legalized extortion. Tony Busby knew he couldn't prove any of this in court. And then here's the kicker. This is the real reason why he withdrew the complaint. Tony Busby was never licensed to practice in the court where he filed the lawsuit. He never had any type of admission or authority to practice in the court where he filed the lawsuit. This case was never going to go to trial. Never. And Tony Busby knew that. So when Jay-Z's lawyers called him out on that, asking him, did you get admission to even practice in this court? The judge gave Tony Busby until February 14th to prove that he had admission. That just because Tony Busby is a lawyer from Houston. This case was supposed to be tried in New York. Tony Busby was supposed to get admission from another lawyer to practice in that court. He never did that. So the judge gave him until February 14th to prove he had admission to practice in that court. You know what Tony Busby did? Instead of proving he had admission, he just withdrew the complaint. Because again, he never planned on this going to trial. This man is a fraud. And what's really fucked up about this is you're trying to capitalize off of sexual assault. You're trying to turn sexual assault into a fucking business. Your buddy Trump has over 24 sexual assault cases against him. If you really want to try somebody for sexual assault, do it with your best friend Trump, who was really found guilty for the rape of a 13-year-old. Go look it up. If you really want to try somebody for sexual assault, go do it to your buddy Trump. He got over 24 cases. But no, you would rather, he thought he was about to get a payday off Jay-Z. And I'm not a fan of Jay-Z at all, but I do respect him because that was hard to do. He could have easily just paid him to keep his name out the lawsuit. He could have easily did that, but he said, no, fuck that. And unfortunately, his wife had to suffer for a little bit. and his kids had to suffer, but he fought for what was right. Don't let no fucking greedy ass white man come in and just take your money because he think you scared, you too scared to face the. I don't think you understand. Beyonce and Jay-Z, they have been in the industry for a very long time. They are not like these other celebrities. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but they're not. Jay-Z and Beyonce are on a different level. They handle public scrutiny a lot better than a lot of these other celebrities. They have thicker skin than a lot of these other celebrities. And that's why they are at the top. And I know y'all don't like to hear that. I know y'all so sick of them being the standard. I know y'all so sick of them being so rich and successful. I know y'all want to see their downfall so bad, but I don't think y'all understand. Jay-Z and Beyonce are just simply on a different level. They're not the same as your favorite celebrities. These two are a power couple for real. No matter what is thrown at them, they always prevail, always. Jay-Z hasn't lost not one court case ever in his life. So I don't know why all these people are thinking that they can try some shit with Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's never going to stick. Because first of all, he's innocent. He did not do this. Jay-Z did not do this. He didn't. And y'all know he didn't. But y'all wanted him to be guilty because finally we can humble him. We can humble his wife. They can be relatable now because, you know, your favorite celebrity, her husband, is actually a sex offender. He's actually on the registry for being a rapist. Okay? Your other fave, she's in and out of court with her baby daddy because his dumb ass decided to shoot at somebody thinking he would get away with it. So I know y'all was hoping and praying that Jay-Z would be found guilty so that he could be taken down a notch to where your fave's husband and boyfriend are at, but it's just not going to happen. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying Beyonce's perfect, but they're not out here doing stupid shit like your faves are doing. They're not. And that's why they are where they are in life. That's why Beyonce is currently selling out stadiums as we speak, 30 years into her career at 43 years old. That's why when this lawsuit happened, nobody abandoned Jay-Z. None of his clients left him. None of his sponsors left him. The NFL said they are not leaving Jay-Z because they know these people in real life. Beyonce and Jay-Z are not these monsters that y'all have tried to create them into. The people that know them personally said that these are good people, respectful people. They help others. They're giving. They're generous. They stay out the way. The fact that none of Jay-Z's clients left him, the fact that none of his partnerships left him, it goes to show his character in real life. Outside of this social media stan culture bullshit, it just goes to show that he's not this monster that people are trying to create him out to be. And all this animosity towards the Carters, it's literally just jealousy. It's jealousy. That's all it is. Y'all want to see them be humbled. It's just not going to happen. And I'm not saying they're above being accountable, but they have nothing to be accountable for. They are not out here raping people like y'all are lying and saying they're doing. They're not. And Jay-Z was more than prepared to take this man to court. Like I said, he could have settled this. He could have settled this before it became public. He didn't. He said, take me to court. They was ready to go to court, so they're not scared or nothing. And then y'all thought they was going to be high, and hell no. They still went to their daughter's movie premiere. Beyonce still did her halftime show at the Christmas NFL show. They still went to the Grammys. Beyonce still about to go on tour. Life is still going on. So, I mean, I feel like this situation just made their bond stronger. Honestly, I feel like they're going to bounce back 10 times better after this. With her tour coming up, I feel like they about to be blessed. I feel like they're about to be blessed. And all you fake ass psychics and y'all out here following white women talking about they a psychic, y'all stupid. Especially all you black women out here following a white woman who claims to be a psychic. When black women are the most spiritual women on the planet, you out here following a fake white witch. Make it make sense. Y'all are so lost. Y'all are so lost. But anyway, like I said, Jay-Z is still suing Tony Busby for extortion. I hope Tony Busby gets disbarred. I hope I hope there's some real accountability for this bullshit. Because imagine all the people that didn't have the resources to fight Tony Busby. And then this girl who lied, she needs to be exposed. Her identity needs to be exposed. We need to know who the fuck this was so that they can be held accountable. You can't just go around making up shit like that because you're hurting real victims. But anyway, y'all, like I said, I feel like they're going to come back stronger from this. This probably made their bond closer. Beyonce and Jay-Z and their family, this probably made them all closer. Poor Blue, she's too young to have to go through shit like this. But like I said, you know, Blue, she's 13 now. She's not a baby anymore. Looks like she's headed into, you know, having her own career. So, you know, they got to teach her now to have thick skin and to how to carry herself. And Blue carries herself very well. She carried herself very well at her movie premiere. She carried herself well at the halftime show at the Grammys. So, it's sad they got to go through stuff like this, but that's what happens when you're at the top. When you are the biggest celebrity, when you're rich and famous, when you have a lot of power and influence, there's going to be a huge target on your back, and people are going to be coming at you from left and right with smear campaigns, with false allegations, with stalkers, with people who are obsessed with you. It's going to come out the woodwork when you at the top. But as long as you know who you are and you doing the right thing, the truth will always prevail. And that's what happened here.